Welcome back, guys, and Merry Christmas! I'm here back at the cabin having a cabin Christmas, and I just want to take you guys along for a few little preparations. Come along for a fun day. Well, right now it is a frosty -16 out here. It's just gorgeous. The sun is out for the first time in a long time, and it's really getting me in the Christmas spirit. The forest is magical. It's just like something out of a fairy tale. All the snow is now clustered on the branches, and oh, it's just fabulous out here. -16 is not too bad right now when I'm sort of standing here talking to you, but boy, when I'm on that sled, I gotta do that because that wind is just brutal. Well, what I have planned today is I want to decorate a little tree I've got in the cabin. I want to talk about a few little traditional ornaments that I've had over the years. I want to make a really special Christmas treat that reminds me of my grandpa, so we'll do that. And maybe we'll break some snowmobile trail and yeah, roast some chestnuts. It's gonna be a great day. Just getting a little fire started here. Man, that feels nice to warm my hands. It's that time of year again where it's just nice to be outside, actually. No bugs. And today, you know, if I'm not in the snowmobile, there's really no wind. So that's pretty awesome. Just enough to kind of keep my fire fueled there with some oxygen. Just take a look at the field. It looks amazing. Just a gorgeous day. Couldn't have asked for better weather. It's actually a gorgeous day for a snowshoe. Might do that a little bit later, just to sort of take in the woods and the silence of the woods and follow some tracks, because I'm seeing a lot of coyote and fox tracks around here, so I may want to go check it out. I definitely want to find out what's living behind the cabin. I think there is a fox living behind there, and maybe with all the snow on the ground, I'll be able to find the tracks. Lots and lots of fox tracks around. Just all over here in the field. Just a magical time of year to see all the trees covered in snow. It's pretty quiet in the woods, not a lot moving around. Just a few little birds, little chickadees. Put up some food for them. Just to get through these cold nights, it's pretty rough for them. Well, now that the fire's roaring, I want to prepare that really special dish that I alluded to earlier to cook on the fire. And it's something my grandfather used to make. It's baked apples with mincemeat. So I'm pretty excited. I'm going to try a little something different to top them off. I'm going to try putting a little bit of pie crust on top as a lattice. We'll see how that works. I'm going to kind of cook them mostly through first. I'm going to use cast iron on the fire. So we're going to cook them through, and then probably in the last little while I'm going to do the lattice work on top of the apples, because I want to kind of make it like apple pie. So we're going to give that a whirl. And then after, we're going to top it with some whipped cream. All right, well, first what we're going to do is we're going to core the apples. So I've got a little apple core here, which is super handy. So I just kind of take out the center of them. And I'm just going to save the cores for a quick sec because we're going to plug the bottom of these guys. It's a really quick and easy dish that you can do for your family over the holidays. This apple core makes quick work of it. So there we go, they're all cored, but I want to plug the bottom of the apple so our mincemeat doesn't fall out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little bit of the bottom of the core there and plug the bottom. So I'm just going to snap off a little piece there, and we're going to plug them up so the bottoms don't drop out when you put in your mincemeat. Like that. A bit left in that one. Perfect. This looks really good. I'm excited. So after I'll do a little bit of pie crust on the top, but I'm kind of scared to put it in now, to be honest, because I think I might just burn it. So, because once these cast iron pans get hot, boy oh boy do they ever get hot. I'm going to put a bit of fluid in the bottom, so I'm going to do orange juice. So kind of steam in their own juices. There you go, fill it up a bit. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to roast some chestnuts. This is something my dad used to do over the holidays, is roast chestnuts. So what we have to do is just put a little X mark on the flat part, and then we'll roll them up in the tin foil. Just gonna put a little X on these, just puncture the back basically so steam can get out. Now I'm just gonna wrap these up. And we'll put them on the fire. Ready to go. And for my lunch today, I'm going to heat up a bit of cheese. I made some homemade chutney, and it's really, I'm excited to try it. So I'm going to warm this up on the fire too, just for a little bit. There we go. Really excited. This is the cranberry chutney that I made. I used it with the cranberries from my fermentation. I made cranberry soda. And of course I brought that with me today for lunch. So this has got the cranberries from the fermentation in it, all organic. It's got some jalapenos, apples, apple cider vinegar, onions, lots of good stuff. It's an amazing chutney, and I'm excited because I've left it in the fridge for a few days to kind of really, you know, enrich the flavors in it. So it should be really good. You can have it on cheese, chicken, fish, whatever. So it's gonna be really good. I've had things going on the fire here for a little bit. Let's take a look at the apples. Whoa, they're like, whoa. All that steam, I can't see a thing. Oh my gosh, they are totally done. Wow, that was fast. Yeah, if I give them a little squeeze, they're getting kind of mushy. So I'm gonna put the pie crust on now. So I've pre-cut up little bits of pie crust. Oh man. It's gonna kind of go like that. This isn't gonna take long either. It's gonna be like applesauce. Usually bake these in the oven. These haven't been on the fire very long. It's been kind of a hot fire. Yummy. Getting hungry too. I bet you my chestnuts are doing pretty well. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. All right, there you go. There's my little pie lattice. So let's put that really hot grill topper on there, and hopefully we'll get that to brown up really fast. Meantime, I'm going to pour a drink of my cranberry soda that I'm making. Ooh, it looks good. Well, cheers to a Merry Christmas, one and all. Oh, that's nice. Put just enough honey in there so it's not like really tart. And I used a different yeast. I used a bit of wild yeast from raw honey, and I used the Lalvin K1, it's the EC1116, a little bit different. I usually use the champagne yeast. This is a wine yeast. Much smoother flavor, a lot of nice floral tones as well. So you might want to try something like that if you're doing a fermentation. The 1116 I find is a lot better, a lot tastier. The champagne yeast is really good. It produces a really high alcohol content, and you know, the yeast really goes. So does this one, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just experimenting with different things in my fermentation, so this is really good. Little sneak peek at my chestnuts. Looks like they are done as well. Nice and piping hot. We'll have those for lunch. Alrighty, well, this didn't turn out as well as I thought. Just kind of steam cooked them, kind of like, you know, when you're steaming buns and stuff like that. So steam cooked the lattice versus crisping it up. Oh well, I'll eat it that way anyway. I'm hungry. I don't care. I don't know the best way to do this, you know, in cast iron to kind of make that little pie lattice on the top there. But what can you do? So these are done. Let's go inside and enjoy some holiday nosh. Well, that looks pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. There's the cheese with the chutney. Let's cut into it. It's probably nice and oozy. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have that with a little bit of egg bread. Oh yeah. Ooh, done nicely over the fire. Love it. And I'm gonna have some baked apples. Just reminds me of my childhood. And some chestnuts. So lots of things to snack on here to keep warm. So yeah, I've moved my little Christmas tree right in here. It doesn't have to be watered because it's basically gonna freeze in here, you know, when it's time to go. So it'll last plenty. So we'll decorate that after a little snack. Well, let's try to get this out of here without making too much of a mess. Oh yeah, it's gonna work. There we go. Oh yeah. Yummy, take a look. Or you can add ice cream or... Oh yeah. Go big or go home. Just lit up the candles behind me there. It's so nice. Memories again of my childhood. It's somewhat broken now, but I don't have the right candles for it, but this is from Sweden, I guess. That's what it said on the package. Used to always have it out when I was a kid, and I just loved listening to it ding and make soft little noise. It's like a little carousel of horses there. Well, I know you all want me to try this apple, so let's give it a go. It's really good. It's super hot too. Basically tastes like applesauce, you know, with all the mincemeat in there and whipped cream. Mmm. Oh man, that's so good. Perfect to warm me up after being outside. Mmm. Wow. This is worth it, and it's so fast to cook it in the cast iron over the fire. Yeah, I guess you can't crisp up the pie crust on top, but it is so good. And the orange juice in there as well just melds with the apple. Fabulous. Oh, gotta make these for your guests for the holidays. It's healthy, well, minus the whipped cream, but so good. You know what? You can even put some of the cheese on top of it too. You know, a lot of people that enjoy, you know, cheese on their apples. And speaking of cheese, let's try the brie here that I baked over the fire, and I'm just gonna put a bit more of this cranberry chutney on there. It's really nice and spicy. So good. If you guys are interested in the chutney recipe, just message me on Facebook or Instagram, and I can send you what I did. It's just an adaptation of someone else's recipe, but not with the cranberries. So I just had cranberries, so I decided I would add that to the recipe, and it was a great addition. I hope these chestnuts cooked well. So not to tear the skin on them. All right, let's try one of these chestnuts. We used to make these on our fireplace when I was a kid at home at the holidays. Really good. I know some people don't like them. It's really hard to get really fresh ones unless you're in an area where they sell really fresh chestnuts, because a lot of them are imported. That's my understanding. So let's just gotta break off the skin and stuff like that. And let's give it a try. Very good. These ones I don't think are as fresh, but still really good nonetheless. So let me know down below in the comments what your favorite foods are for the holidays to prepare, and yeah, like maybe some memories that you have around this time of year. You know, these kinds of things just bring back all kinds of stuff throughout my childhood and stuff like that. So it's kind of neat to reflect on that, you know, as well as, you know, making new traditions and things like that. Christmas has come early here at the cabin, and I received a really nice package earlier from Wallace and Venus. They have a YouTube channel, and really good YouTube friends of mine. So, and Wallace and Venus won my contest that I had a little while back. So they decided to thank me by sending me some homemade leather work. So I got a nice keychain. So isn't that nice? And here is a beautiful fire starting kit. So Wallace made the leather for this kit. Well, he did a really excellent job, and there's the little stamp there on the back. And if you open it up, it is an Altoids container. And in there is all things you need to start fires. So we've got some fat wood from Shalissa Shell. And we've also got some char cloth. And for my steel, we've got some fresh flint. So that is so awesome. Thank you so much, Wallace and Venus. I really appreciate this gift. It's an awesome thing to have something handmade from someone, especially someone you know. So there you go, guys. You can check out the channel at Wallace Vivian on YouTube. And Venus has a channel too. I believe it's Venus Vivian. So you can check it out and give them a like and a sub. So now it's time to decorate the Christmas tree. And, you know, speaking of homemade, I know a lot of folks like to make ornaments for the holidays. And I have done that as well in the past. It's just really special, you know, collecting ornaments that people have made for you and that, you know, maybe I made over the years to put on the tree. Lots of good memories there. So I'm going to show you some of the ornaments that I have, and I'll explain them to you. So here are some beautiful ornaments that, you know, my aunts made. They live in Europe, and you can see how beautiful they are. And when the sun hits them, they're absolutely stunning. So they're made with these little beads, and they're perfect kind of, they're a perfect weight for a little tiny tree like this. So I'm going to put them on there. It's good having this. Perfect. I was worried that was going to fall down there for a second, but no. There we go. Stunning. I love those. Got a few of those over the years. And speaking of other YouTubers, Dave Wilcox Jr. made me this years ago. I'm going to pop that on here. It's really nicely done. Little candy cane. YouTuber Darren Sharon sent this to me in 2016. So this is a little bit heavier. I'm going to kind of put it on one of the bigger branches down here. There you go. It's a nice little disc of wood there with his channel logo. Perfect. And I want to show you these. These are little stars. This is also traditional and European. And I used to make these myself years ago. So what this is, it's just straw. You kind of cut it up and use a bit of thread to hold them together to make little stars. As you can see, some of the little rays of light from the star broke off over the years. But these are pretty cool as well. Really easy to make if you have straw around and some scissors and some thread. You can make a lovely ornament like this. I know sometimes I've actually seen them at IKEA as well. There you go. We'll pop those on there too. There. Perfect. I've got a few more of those to put up. Of course, some places in Europe, they also put candles on the tree. I won't be doing that today. That's also a family tradition of our family. Obviously, only done on a fresh Christmas tree. You don't want to have a fire. Sometimes I like to decorate with things from the outdoors, so like a little pine cone, music feathers, that kind of thing. Don't forget to decorate the back of the tree. Keep it even. Well, I think it's looking pretty darn good so far. One of my favorite little ornaments is this one right here. It's a little felted property skunk. Now, I didn't make that. I don't know. Someone may have made that way back in the day, but I don't remember. But yeah, a little property skunk. So, of course, property skunk has to go on here. The position of prominence on the little tree there. And, of course, you can't forget the star. So I've saved this little star here, little straw star that's been dipped in sparkles. So we'll stick that at the top of the tree. And there it is. I think that looks really good. So one final thing to add is Victorian Christmas tree tinsel. So what this is just little bits of metal that are twisted up to look like icicles. I don't like using tinsel, so I'll use this instead. So my dad gave these to me a long time ago, and you can see they're just little bits of metal. So you can kind of just hook them on a branch without taking the tree down. And yeah, they look like icicles. I think it looks pretty cool. Alrighty, perfect. I put some of the tinsel, well, not the tinsel, the Victorian icicles on there. I think it looks really good. So there's my little tree. I think it's great. Really adds the Christmas spirit to the cabin. It's a little bit of a Charlie Brown tree, but that's okay. And there's little property skunk. Here's a photo of me when I was very young with my grandmother decorating the tree at her house. It's a really special picture for me. I always have it up somewhere on my tree nestled amongst the branches so that I can look at it. So I'd like to say hello to my grandma and her friend Gemma, who watch the show regularly. It's so awesome that she can follow along with what I'm doing. Merry Christmas. And of course my little Christmas lights, yes, they're still hanging there. They're not falling down, so that's pretty good. Twinkling away. Gotta love these lights. Oh, I guess one fell down right there. Well, we'll live with that. Beautiful afternoon out there still. Now I gotta head outside. I have to hang some stockings. Santa Claus is coming, and there's a few little critters I don't want him to forget. Of course, it's my little chickadee friends and my little red squirrel friends. Can't forget about them this holiday season, so let's put up a little stocking for them. I'm just gonna stick it up here on their little line. Maybe Santa will see that. And I'm gonna give them a little bit of a head start. Got some peanuts in the squirrel stocking. There we go. Well, they're ready. Not much longer now, guys. Santa's coming. Thanks so much for joining me for a little afternoon before Christmas at the cabin, just getting into the spirit of things. I wish you and your family a very happy holidays from me here at the Wild Yam. Have a wonderful holiday, and we'll see you next week where I do my Wild Yam Rewind. Merry Christmas.